Across the sands and shores of the Emirates, ancient tales whisper of beings older than time itself. Spirits born of fire, wind, and sea. Some protectors, and others, bringers of fear, still linger in stories told beneath the desert sky. So, let's meet the creatures that shaped these timeless legends. Ifrit. Stories from across the Arabian Gulf speak of the Ifrit with awe and dread. In Emirati folklore, it is said to emerge from abandoned wells, volcanic fissures, or the deep desert's fiery heart. Legends describe the Ifrit as immense, wreathed in flames, with eyes like burning coals and wings that churn the sandstorm. This spirit is a being of defiance, born of fire, and driven by pride. It appears in tales as both a punisher and a rebel, bound by divine command, yet forever seeking vengeance against humankind. The myth of the Ifrit may have grown from older Zoroastrian and pre-Islamic traditions of fire spirits, later shaped by Islamic cosmology. Within Emirati storytelling, the Ifrit embodies untamed power, its role often that of the Avenger, the Destroyer, or the guardian of forbidden secrets that no mortal should uncover. Dandan. Among the sailors of the Arabian Gulf, particularly those from the Emirates' coastal towns, stories of the Dandan were passed from one voyage to another. The Dandan is described as a colossal sea beast, its jaws wide enough to swallow entire ships, its back often mistaken for an island. Many believe the legend arose from encounters with whales or other giant sea creatures, magnified by the terrors of the open sea. In folklore, the Dandan served as a warning to sailors who defied nature's limits or ventured too far from known waters. Its appetite for ships symbolized the sea's unforgiving power. Some versions say it guarded forbidden realms beneath the waves, others that it punished arrogance and greed. In Emirati storytelling, the Dandan embodies both the awe and peril of maritime life, a monstrous reflection of the ocean's boundless depths and mysteries. Jinn. In the oral traditions of the Emirates and the wider Arabian Peninsula, tales of the Jinn echo through desert nights and coastal gatherings. These beings are said to dwell in empty stretches of wilderness, ancient ruins, and shadowed corners where humans rarely tread. Their presence was woven deeply into Bedouin life, explaining strange sounds, sudden winds, or mysterious illnesses. The Jinn are described as beings made from smokeless fire, capable of assuming any form, from invisible whispers to human likeness. Stories of their origin trace back to pre-Islamic beliefs, later interwoven with Islamic theology. Within Emirati folklore, Jinn serve varied roles: tricksters who mislead travelers, guardians of hidden treasures, or invisible neighbors whose moods could bless or curse a household. Their dual nature, capable of kindness or malice, reflects humanity's own moral spectrum and reminds listeners of the unseen world that coexists beside their own. Hinn. Less spoken of but deeply ancient, the Hinn is said by Emirati elders to have existed before humankind, creatures of the wind and air that once roamed freely across the world. The Hinn are depicted as translucent beings with wings of vapor, their forms barely visible as they ride the desert breezes. Their legend may stem from the pre-Islamic idea of elemental spirits, those that governed the natural world long before human dominion. Unlike the Jinn or Ifrit, the Hinn are not inherently malevolent. They are watchers, remnants of a forgotten age. In stories from mountain villages and oases, sudden whirlwinds are said to be their passing. Their role is often neutral, messengers of omens, symbols of the unseen order of creation. In Emirati folklore, they represent the gentler mysteries of the supernatural world, reminding people that not all spirits are driven by malice or greed. Married. Among coastal communities of the Emirates, seafarers once told of the Married, a mighty spirit rising from beneath the waves. It was believed to rule the depths of the Gulf, commanding currents and storms alike. The Married is imagined as a towering, blue-skinned being with a body shimmering like liquid glass, both beautiful and terrifying. Its legend likely grew from the perilous life of pearl divers and sailors, whose fate often rested on the sea's unpredictable will. The Married's pride and immense strength made it a figure of both reverence and fear. Some tales describe it granting wishes to mortals who dared to summon it, but always at a grave cost: arrogance punished, greed exposed. In Emirati folklore, the Marid stands as a symbol of the sea's majesty and danger, embodying the eternal struggle between human ambition and the untamable forces of nature. Nasnas. In tales from southern Arabia and the Emirates inland regions, the Nasnas is whispered about as a creature born of an unholy union between a demon and a human. It is said to lurk near rocky valleys and desolate places, preying on the unwary. The Nasnas is portrayed as grotesquely incomplete, half a face, one leg, and one arm, moving with unnatural speed in spite of its deformity. Its appearance serves as a warning against forbidden acts and the corruption of purity. Some storytellers claim that the Nasnas mimics human speech to lure travelers closer, while others insist it is merely a mindless predator. The legend may have been a moral tale, cautioning communities about transgression and moral impurity. In Emirati folklore, the Nasnas occupies the role of the cursed outcast, neither wholly human nor demon, forever embodying imbalance and sin's monstrous consequences. Scylla. Among Emirati storytellers, the Scylla is remembered as a being of beauty and deceit, one that walks unseen among people until it reveals its true nature. The Scylla is often described as a breathtaking woman whose eyes shimmer like moonlight, yet beneath her charm lies a monstrous shifting form. Legends tell that she could take any shape, often using illusion to lure men into peril. Her stories may have originated from old Bedouin fears of the unknown traveller or the dangers of the desert night. The Scylla's role is that of the deceiver, testing the hearts of mortals, punishing arrogance, and preying upon desire. In some versions, she's not purely evil, but a guardian of hidden truths, revealing herself only to those who prove worthy. Within the folklore of the Emirates, her presence evokes both fascination and dread, a timeless reflection of the allure of the forbidden. Ghoul. Among Emirati desert tales, the Ghoul stalks the lonely dunes and ancient cemeteries, a creature whispered about in the darkest hours of the night. Said to roam the wastelands and feed upon the flesh of the dead, its legend spread among Bedouin tribes as a warning to keep children from wandering after sunset. The Ghoul is depicted as a hideous, corpse-like being with distorted limbs, sharp teeth, and glowing eyes that betray its hunger. The myth likely arose from the dangers of the desert itself, where travelers vanished and their remains were found gnawed by scavengers. In the folklore of the Gulf, the Ghoul is both a devourer of flesh and a symbol of moral decay. It represents the consequence of straying too far from faith or community, embodying the fear of isolation and death that haunted those who ventured into the vast emptiness. Shaytan. Throughout the Emirates, the word Shaytan evokes both fear and moral caution. This spirit, mentioned in Islamic teaching and folklore alike, embodies the whisperer who tempts humans towards sin. The Shaytan is envisioned as a shadowed figure with piercing eyes, sometimes winged, sometimes serpent-like, always cloaked in deceit. Its legend emerged from early religious stories that sought to explain evil and temptation in the world. Among Emirati tales, the Shaytan's presence is not confined only to dark places. It moves among people, feeding on pride and envy. Parents warn children of its whispers, and travelers recite prayers to keep it at bay. Its role is that of the corrupter, the enemy of light, forever attempting to lead souls astray. Yet, in these same stories, it also serves as a reminder of human resilience, the struggle to remain steadfast when faced with unseen trials. Bahamut. In ancient Arabian cosmology known in parts of the Gulf, Bahamut is said to dwell in the fathomless sea beneath the earth, bearing the weight of the world upon its massive back. It is imagined as an immense fish or whale, with eyes like twin suns and scales that glimmer like starlight. Though rarely mentioned in everyday folklore, its story survives in scholarly and mystical traditions passed down through storytellers and seafarers. Bahamut's origin likely stems from early cosmological myths, seeking to explain the structure of the world before modern science. In Emirati imagination, Bahamut represents endurance and cosmic balance, a creature so vast that human understanding falters before it. Its role is not predatory but sustaining, upholding the earth in silence. To those who told its story by the firelight, Bahamut was a reminder of the universe's immense mystery and the humility of mankind within it.